I'm a dad. A couple of weeks ago, our daughter Marley was born, and I thought about making a video to capture the feelings and the emotions for myself, but also for maybe my daughter at some point. And it's a lot of people go through it. It's a very special time, and I felt it would be nice to have something to remind myself of that time. When Danielle and I got together and we were talking seriously about, maybe starting a family at some point, I recognized right away that Danielle wants nothing more to be a mom, to have a kid, to provide for the kid. And a couple of years ago, we were finally at a place where we were able to, have space and also the financial needs to provide. And we would say, let's give it a go. And unfortunately, it was not that easy, so we had to seek some help, and we had to go to a fertility clinic, which, gave Danielle some hard months. She had to go through a year essentially of injecting herself with hormones and trying to see, okay, what is the best way for us to be pregnant. Eventually we decided on IVF, which is short for in vitro fertilization. And it worked. It was not an easy process, and seeing Danielle go through it with all the passion and just the sheer I want this to work was very moving. And also I have tremendous respect of her for doing that, because it's a lot to take, and people who have been doing that know what I'm talking about. As a man, you just stand by her side and support her in the ways you can do that. But you can't take away the pain, you can't take away the aches, all the sensations, all the stuff, and then obviously all the mental stuff that you go through. But it worked out, and we got pregnant. And after 9 months, we welcomed our daughter. I remember a couple of days before Danielle gave birth, and everything was hard and heavy and, just not pleasant anymore. I told her hey, Wednesday is going to be the day. And she's like, why Wednesday? And I'm like, yeah, Wednesday. I like the day, I like the date, which is the 31st of January 2024. And I said, just trust me, Wednesday is going to be the day. And on Tuesday, the 30th, we went to bed, and we basically were about to sleep. And Danielle's like, fuck. And I'm like, what? She's like, I think my water just broke. And yeah, that's how it started. It was a wild ride. We went to the hospital right away, and they told us, they can't do anything yet. It started a little bit, but we have to wait for the contractions to come or get stronger. So they sent me home. So I went back home, and she stayed out there at the hospital. And the next day was back and forth. And at night, Danielle or we decided to, give it a little push, because the contractions were almost gone. And I was just sitting at home still, just went with the dog, feeding the dog, and they get a text like, hey, please, can you come? And so I, ran to the car and drove there, 10-minute ride. And I got there. When I went to the room, she was screaming in pain. And seeing, the woman or the person that you love, screaming in pain is already like a hard thing to see, because you know you don't want that, you don't want to see that, you don't want to hear that. And it took me a few seconds to adjust, let's just say, to the whole situation. And yeah, and then in like 4 hours, Danielle did a miraculous job of giving birth to our daughter. And I remember the last couple of pushes, her head coming out and just seeing this small little human being that was always there right in front of us, but you know, in her tummy, just felt incredible. I can't even describe the feeling, the amount of love, the happiness, and then seeing this thing coming out all gray and looking like an alien almost, and then hearing her scream for the first time. And I looked at Danielle and I was like, she's here. And she's like, what, is she here? Is it done? I was like, yeah, she's here. And she's like, is she fine? I'm like, yeah, she's fine. And then you heard her scream, and they put her right on Danielle's chest. And at that moment, everything changed in a very positive, different way. I can't even describe it. I guess the reason why I'm making this is because I want to preserve that. I want to know how it felt, because at some point, you know, you forget about the details. You don't forget about the joy, but you don't remember the emotions and everything. And it's been already a couple of weeks, and it feels insanely long since that night. And it's such a incredible feeling. I just wanted to say, I love you, Danielle. I love you, Marley. If you ever watched it at some point in the future.
Sure.
This video is for you. This is just for you. Yeah, that's it.